Do bigger people have an advantage in fighting? Let's take a look at it. In general, I would say yes, they tend to have a pretty big advantage. Today, let's take a look at 3 reasons why a larger person has an advantage in fighting. The first advantage is weight. Literally, how much do they weigh? Because however much they weigh more than you or more than the smaller person is how much force they can apply to that person without even trying. So that's more force on a punch, more force on a kick, more weight to be thrown around if they're wrestling you. And especially if you're grappling and on the ground, that weight makes a really, really big difference. I would actually say that weight plays the biggest advantage in the grappling range. And they don't even have to try to put more force into the technique. They'll just have it naturally because they weigh more. The next would be height and limb length. Now, you don't necessarily have to be heavier than someone to be taller than them or have longer limb length, but that's still considered a size advantage. Longer limbs means you can hit them before they hit you. It means that once you grab onto them with a choke with your arms or with your legs, you can have a much better and tighter grip because you just have longer limbs. You can get a better hold of them. Or even if you're wrestling, if your legs are longer, you can spread out your legs. You can have a wider base or get a really nice sweep in because your legs are so long they can reach. A shorter person just doesn't have that advantage. The third advantage is strength. Now, you don't necessarily have to be a tall person or a large person to have a tremendous amount of strength, but generally speaking, the bigger person has more strength. Strength is a powerful weapon. If you are fighting someone that is much stronger than you, it's just going to be that much harder to deal with them, especially in the grappling range and wrestling range because once they get a hold of you, you're dealing with all that force that they can put on top of you, and that's going to be a real problem. Now imagine you have somebody who's pinning you who outweighs you by about 40 kilograms and he's way stronger than you and they have much longer limbs and they're just squeezing the heck out of you. That's going to be a bad day. Now there's certain things that can overcome that size advantage, such as skills and tactics. If the smaller person has a skill set that the bigger person doesn't have or has some kind of tactical advantage, the smaller person can actually win. And we see that sometimes in fights. Now in my next video, I'll talk about the advantages of a small person. But just know this, generally speaking, the bigger they are, the harder they are to fight. Hope this helps.